Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Myrtle Beach Open presented by Grip Equipment and driven by Innova. We are watching coverage from GK Pro, sponsored by OTB. I'm Nathan Queen, and I'm joined here with Trevor Harbolt. How's it going, man?
Going pretty well, man. Sitting here looking at the ocean.
Yeah, we're here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at the brand new, by brand new, I mean about a week old Splinter City disc golf course.
It's pretty sweet for being only a week old, though, man.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work out here the last couple weeks, and we've got a fun card to watch here the first round with Gregg Barsby, Michael Johansen, Paul Ulibarri, and Philo Brathwaite.
All great golfers, man. This is going to be a fun round to watch.
Yeah, cool vibe here. We're out at the beach. The National Tour and Pro Tour have come to an end for the year. So this is kind of a cool down event, but we've got a really stacked field.
Super stacked. It's a lot of people in this field that have a lot of skills with the discs. So this is hole one. Pretty simple shot when it comes to the pros. You got the straight to hyzer. Fades off about 320. I think a fairway is the way to go. People could probably get a mid-range on an overstable around and skip up to the basket, but I like this hole to start the round here at Splinter City.
Yeah, for the righty backhand, it's a pretty simple, just straight hyzer or straight to hyzer, and it's a bit tougher for the lefty backhand, or if you just have a righty forehand, it feels like you have to throw it about 380 instead of 320 to get that late turn.
Right. First up, we got Gregg Barsby. Probably throwing an eagle.
He's put that just a little bit inside. He gets on up there, though, and skips to right about the circle's edge. He's straddle putts already, so that tree shouldn't be too much of an issue for him.
And there comes MJ.
Yeah, Michael Johansen out of Denver, North Carolina, right around Charlotte. I've played with him quite a bit, being from North Carolina.
Call him my disc golf dad. I love this man. He's a great golfer, and he's so smooth and fun to watch. He'll have a short or a longer putt, probably around the edge of circle for his two. We got Philo.
Repping Thailand on the tee.
That's somewhere I really, really, really want to go.
Yeah, Philo's had a good year this year, too. He's played well, had some top 10 finishes pretty consistently throughout the year.
The skip. Oh, what a little kick. That was not fortunate there. What do you have a putt?
He was about to be right underneath it, caught that last late tree. And last on the card, Paul Ulibarri, after his comeback season after his injury.
He's had a great
from
season
2019.
After that injury. It's great to see. Keeping your health up is one thing in disc golf. As a pro, you got to just continue to stay on top of. Probably throwing a Raptor here. Wide, but that could skip pretty good.
Yeah, he gets past that tree that Philo hit late, but he's pushed it about to the same spot.
Yeah, 25. J Fools too.
And with that spin putt, he's always going to grab some type of medal. It's great to watch MJ putt. He's one of my favorites to watch.
Same. Oh, yeah. Great start by Barsby there. Nice putt.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tester putt for the first hole. If you hit a putt like that to start the round, it can really get you going, and you don't feel like you're going to have much issue on the green the rest of the round.
Oh, man. It's a little high on the left. Philo's a good enough player that he'll make the correction, and I'm sure he'll be fine after this.
Yuli's shirt matching the discs on the ground, and unfortunately his putter is as well.
All right. That was
A little odd.
really odd start on the first hole from these guys, but like I said, they're really good, and they'll push on and they'll correct their mistakes on the next hole.
Yeah, with this course the way that it is, as long as you stay on the fairway, it is pretty scoreable. There's some longer par threes, but if you stay on the fairway and get your pars on those, the rest of it's pretty scoreable. Moving into hole 2 here, very well placed. You need to place it well where the drone's flying about right now. You've got about 15 feet right here from the tee pad to pushing it too long where you don't have a good angle into the pin. Most players are probably going to be throwing a putter or a mid-range off the tee to try to land in that zone, and then you have another putter or mid-range shot to the basket.
Right. As you see, Barsby's taking a sidearm route at this one. You can you can cut off a little bit of the corner if you get around and have an easier shot. It's a little aggressive, but he places it exactly where you want to place it.
Yeah, that's probably that same eagle he threw backhand off the first tee and just puts it exactly where you need to be.
And this is kind of what I feel most players will be doing is a flip-up putter or mid-range to just set it right there in the center.
And
Go
that's
a little long, though.
the purple banger,
Yeah.
I believe, there.
And he'll have a straight shot with a fairway or a midi on that side.
Yeah, it looks like Philo's got an AVR here. Old grid stamp. This looks a little low. It needs to get a good slide. I don't believe he's quite made the corner there.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough shot to get the birdie 3 on this par 4. First of only 4 par 4s on the course. He throws a really good shot placement right around the corner. He'll have a straight shot right at the basket.
Yeah, I played with him in the skins match on Thursday, and he had pushed it long into that long rough, and he still thought he was going to be short on that. So good to see him make that correction.
That's a great shot by MJ.
Yeah, MJ putting it up inside the circle. Looks like he might have to deal with a tree close to the basket. That makes it a little tougher than when you're putting close to a tree. That tree close to the basket makes the angle quite a bit tougher.
Like this just comes a little early out of his hand, but he'll have a putt. Looks like a zone he just threw there. I know that if you get off the fairway on this hole, you are in trouble. It's super thick, 5 feet off of the fairway. Staying on the fairway is key on this course.
Here's Gregg, and you can see right in front of him, it looks like where Philo pitched out to, or moved up the fairway a little bit after his drive landed a bit short.
Shot have an opportunity for the birdie. Going AVR again.
Looks like this might be a rock here. A little more stability on it, and he slides it up there.
Might have a tree, but
15 feet.
Routine putt. I love MJ's putt.
Yeah, just fire it.
Throw it in there, and go grab it, come back.
You can see him reset there. He might think about that first putt, trying to make sure he corrects on it, and he does. Gets a good birdie on this one.
It's one of the best feelings to me in disc golf is if you miss a putt, the next one you correct it to make it exactly what you wanted.
And it seems like when you miss it, the next one you normally put it in about the same distance.
Right. It's a weird thing that happens. I think we got a star frame coming if Gregg can connect on this. Perfect. Awesome.
I think Philo did have to do that pitch out. He didn't quite make the corner.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Philo. That's right.
But hole 3, 330 feet. It's straight off of the tee, but you do have 2 gaps to go through. Most players are going to go through this gap you see on the right I played with Ezra Adderhold the first round. He threw a P2. But you're probably going to see mid-ranges and fairway drivers out of most players. Just a right-handed backhand will be a slight stand-up to straight shot without a whole lot of finish. And if you go with a lefty backhand or a righty forehand, you can see kind of a hyzer flip to turnover.
Gregg just laces that line. I felt on my card during the round, we kept pushing straight. We couldn't get the fade out of the disc. It was like the wind was holding us to the right or something coming up the tunnel.
Yeah, I believe it would be
I love this.
A left to right wind on this hole. And MJ showing you why he's so good in the woods in North Carolina. Just a hyzer stand up, never left its line.
Perfect flip up.
Yeah, it goes a bit far, but that's no problem. He's got a great spin putt for that.
Looks like.
And this is a bit wide. Catches a late tree. He's probably got a 45 footer there.
Uli's good from that distance, so I'm sure he'll give it a run. Philo going here. I like how everybody's taking the hyzer gap Not seeing anybody take the middle gap.
Yeah, that straight gap or the middle gap's a little tighter. It's a little easier to hit the line going out wide. Philo with a DX rock there pulls it out a little wide as well.
Still have a putt and a little short, but see what he's got. Yeah,
Cash.
what a putt. Great birdie putt.
Yeah, good putt out of Philo, getting under par. He's had a little bit of struggle on the first 2 holes. You know you want to get a birdie to get this round going.
And it feels really good to get one from that distance, too, in the bucket. Confidence level starts to go up.
About the same distance here, just without a little tree action. Oh, and the Annie putt catches left side. Doesn't quite stick. Yeah, you can tell he needed it. Got a little 3 for 3 action for Gregg to start the round.
The Barsbarians are going crazy.
And then my favorite drive of the bunch, MJ, doing it his patented picking up the mini as the disc is hitting the chains.
I want to replicate that, but then I'm too scared that when I look away, it might fall out. All right, here we are on hole 4. It's kind of the opposite of hole 3 in a way. You've still got 2 gaps. The left gap isn't really a gap. You can make it through there, but you got to hit this one and do a slight turnover. I like to throw my Mantis. I'm pretty sure you can get a buzz there, and you could probably throw a putter there if you have a good release on the disc. But anything that you can get through the gap, flip over to the right a little bit, you're going to have an opportunity.
Yeah, this hole seems to be a bit tricky, difficult. None of my card got it when we played it. It's I think it's this low ceiling that you have and those early bushes on the right. It makes it pretty hard to hit this gap for some reason.
Those early bushes make the gap seem a lot tighter.
And Gregg getting it just a bit high, catches a couple things, fades off to the right. Won't have to deal with any of the rough stuff, but he doesn't really have a close putt. He'll be in circle 2.
Anxious to see what MJ does with the backhand here, because this is how I throw the hole.
Probably a Comet.
Probably. And it looks tasty. Great shot.
He gets it up. Yeah, he gets it up a little bit too high again. I think if that was the right height, it probably would have sat down. Still a great shot, though.
Sure.
That same DX rock out of Philo.
And that's the line you want.
Yeah, I like this righty backhand play. I haven't seen it. Everybody that I've played with has been trying the forehand. And that righty backhand, it seems like you can push the left side of that fairway easier and open up that gap a little more.
Just glide over to the right some. Another sidearm out of Uli.
Yeah, and he pulls it out left.
That's the tree you want to miss.
Yeah, that's the mistake I've really seen. If you haven't pulled it out left, then you're kind of sawing it off inside.
Tricky upshot here. And he just laces it, parks it under the basket. Great shot.
Great
touch.
An
amazing recovery shot. Philo's got an opportunity here. It's a long one.
Almost gets 2 in a row.
It's weird to me. I've seen a couple of discs do this on this course. With the newness of the fairway and greens, I couldn't believe that some of the putts were rolling away as far as they did sometimes.
Yeah, I think it might just be because the mulch still has some of those bigger pieces in it, and it'll fall on its side and just catch one of those bigger pieces and bounce it off sideways.
Gregg comes up a little short for his birdie opportunity, and looks like MJ's looking for his disc back there. That's a tough little putt.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a tree right in front of the basket, too.
Oh,
But Eisner's it
love
right
it.
around it. Didn't even look like he tried. He just
Yeah.
kind of threw his hand out there. What a great,
It looked like he set it in the basket. That was wild.
yeah,
Nice
only
putt.
birdie on the card. Great birdie from MJ there.
Good putt. We're gonna have one birdie and I think 3 pars. We'll move on to hole 5 after this.
Yeah, hole 5 is one of the longest hole on the course, and one of the tougher ones, I would say. 818 feet. This road plays OB. No, I'm just kidding.
This road threw me off when I first walked up onto it because I'm used to the roads being OB. So
Yeah, no, but you tee off right to the right of the road. The road is just pretty much the fairway. I'd say, depending on how much you care about your disc, you either land to the right or the left and try to flare onto the road for your landing zone. Or if you want big distance, throw something straight and just slide it all the way down the road.
right.
If as long as you stay in the middle, then you still have a 300 to 400 foot long shot into this beautiful green full of mulch. But basically, you just need to land in the middle off the tee pad.
Yeah, flipping up just like this. This is an absolute gem. You skip it off that road. You just want to stay a little.
Oh, he's
just
snuck
trickle.
over. Yeah.
That's the one problem with the hole. When you land on the green, if you have any edge on it going left, you will skip a little further than you want.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about maybe trying to land left or right so you don't get that huge flare off of the road. Gregg's done an overcorrection. He saw MJ.
Nice
What
little kick.
a kick.
He's probably going to have a way better run up than he would have. Yeah, this
Yeah.
hole's tricky if you get right or left a little bit too much.
Yeah, just 2 or 3 inches into the thick stuff, and you don't have a run up. You kind of got to stand still and do a pitch out. That's pretty short from Philo. He'll have a run up, but
It's going to be tough to get his birdie from there.
yeah, it's a long way from there.
It's got to pan. It's got to flex. It's got to do pretty good things out there in the air when you're throwing it.
I've
to
seen
get the birdie.
this shot before at a Yuli during the skins match as well. He kind of pulled on this one, and that will be a pitch out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of trouble there. I think you could probably get out and get your 4, but we'll see. Yeah, I had the same kind of shot here. I had to clean up a little bit of the rough and get a good footing, and Barsby does exactly what you should. Just throw it up there, have you an easier shot to the basket to save your par.
Yeah, once you get far enough down the fairway, that left side is a very open zone to be able to land in. If you don't quite get the great tee shot, that is a good second area to shoot for. And it looks like Philo's doing the same thing. Just playing it safe, going to try to get the 4.
It's a great shot.
He's giving himself a long look.
I feel like this birdie on this hole is really tough. You got to get a great drive. You got to get a great upshot, and then you're going to have to hit a putt.
Yeah, going for so much distance off the tee, because you really do have to throw 2 400-foot shots to get there. And at 400 feet, you're throwing something faster most of the time, so it makes it pretty difficult to keep it in the middle of the fairway.
Sure.
And you see
That's a smart play.
Yuli here having to kind of pitch out twice now. He went too far. Oh, sorry,
MJ,
that
yeah.
wasn't him.
MJ played it smart to the left. We got Yuli on his third shot
Here we
here
go,
now,
here
though.
we go.
No worries.
Uh-oh.
Just got to flatten out. Staying, like I said, in the fairway. If you're in the fairway, you'll have an easier time manipulating your disc on this course. But if you get off the fairway, you're gonna have some troubles.
And that's not something you see too often out of Gregg, where he misses his line with the forehand, but it does stay off of those trees, and he gets up there on the green. He's got about a 20-footer for his par. MJ with the purple banger.
Boring golf. He loves it.
Boring golf is his thing. That's how he shoots all of his hot rounds that
know.
you don't even realize.
Right.
You'll finish, and he's just 11 down or something.
And it's sneaky. Whoa. Oh, I thought Philo nailed it. Good run.
Trying to give it a long bid. Good second shot out to give him a chance at it. And this is for Ulibarri's par.
Woo. Man, that was really good run.
Yeah, good height.
Barsby for a 4. Big putt.
Yeah, good 4 save out of that one.
And that's another great feeling in disc golf for me is when you are 20 feet, 25 feet, and you can that big par putt. It just feels good.
Yeah, a par putt always feels like it's a little more pressure than a birdie putt.
Yes, I agree with that. Ulibarri and MJ clean up. Philo will clean up his par from a great bid that he had.
So, yeah, the hole playing pretty tough. You see on this feature card we have here, 3 pars and a bogey. Probably not too many birdies on the day. And then once you play this long hole where you try to stay in the middle, you move on. You've got the sidewalk and the road behind you, so a little noise, and you try to hit this tight gap, 243. You want to fly pretty much where the drone's flying, maybe hug this tree on the right a little tighter and just kind of slide up with the righty backhand. I have the turnover, just kind of hit the ground about here and slide up.
See, I threw a sidearm, and that's not my strong point, and it did not go well for me. But I watched Zach Melton's lefty. He threw a decent shot. Barry tried the backhand. It was a decent shot. I feel like you can do whatever shot you want on this hole, and you'll have an opportunity. And to me, that.
Oh, MJ going straight down the middle.
Man.
Skipping off the basket, catching some chains. It's hard to see the basket from there, so probably only MJ knows it didn't stay in. Everybody else is asking him about that chain
What
hit
a
there.
shot. That was his banger again, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was his purple banger. Gregg going with the forehand, most likely an eagle. Also going up the middle. Fading a little early, but he's inside the circle there.
Great shot.
About 25, 28 feet. Philo pulling out a forehand. That's not something that we see too often. He has gone to it more this year than in past years. Looks like he's going to try to play that left side, getting out wide. Super stable disc.
That is pumped. Great sidearm by Philo. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's, again, it's a good testament to the hole. You've got sidearms, backhands being thrown. I mean, you could throw a forehand roller on this. I mean, there's so many opportunities that those are different. That's a good hole. Another beautiful sidearm here.
Yeah, Paul going something similar to Philo. A little more speed on it, but everybody's sitting here in the circle.
Yeah. Here comes Barsby to go 4 down. Oh, yeah. He putts like my dad, and that's fun because my dad always wanted me to putt like that, and I just couldn't do it. But it's a great putt.
Yeah, his putt's one of the more similar to my putts on tour with the nose down and hyzer at the same time, but still definitely not quite like mine. But it looks like we're going to be here for a star frame now after Gregg and Yuli tap in their longer or putt their longer putts. We've got some more tap ins here.
Man, so close. Inches from an ace.
Yeah, just about saw an ace here on hole 6.
And he was the only backhand on the hole. Everybody else threw sidearm.
Yeah, backhand right up the gut with that purple banger. That's just a disc he's trusted for. I think this is a new purple banger, but he's trusted a purple banger for a long time now.
Yeah, here's hole 7. It's kind of like hole 6 with a few less trees. It's a little bit longer. This is a very, very tricky hole to me. I every time I've thrown it in practices and rounds, I've thrown a little bit past it, and I feel like you go a little bit further than you think. So if you look on the stats, not many birdies on the hole.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky angle with those 2 trees on the right side. That first one you can see on the right standing out. There's another one behind it, and you have to push past those trees and immediately turn right. If you push past it and there's any type of glide going forward, then you're going to push too long and end up without a putt in the stuff behind the basket. It's a great hole. You have to throw a very specific shot.
For sure. If it gets out of your hand on the sidearm at all, a little faster than you want, you're going long.
And this looks like it might be pushing long from Gregg.
Yeah.
Just because he stayed out of the stuff. He's gone a bit too straight, but it looks like he might still have a putt from where he landed at.
Seems Philo confident in his sidearm. And he threw another
Keeping
good
it
sidearm.
low skipper. If this, that looks.
That's tasty. See, but it's skipped too straight and just a little long. I'm sure he'll have a 15-footer in the.
Yeah, I think he made it past that one corner, so he should be able to straddle out without too much issue.
looks nice. Yeah. Uli played it more of a, I guess
a stall flex shot.
Stall flex shot, and it worked. That's what I think you got to do. I think the skip shot, you can just skip too straight sometimes and goes right into the stuff. Well, that'd be a tester putt for his par. But he is MJ.
Yeah, it looks like Gregg does stay out of that stuff. Gets a good bounce backwards off of those trees, and he's going to be putting for 5 through 7 here.
Let's go, Gregg. Really hot start from Gregg Barsby through 7 holes. But I feel like the 7 holes, you can really get a bunch of birdies. And
yeah, the whole course kind of feels like you're supposed to be birdieing, but there's still trouble, even though it feels like you're supposed to be birdieing everything.
You hit anything early and you go into the stuff, it's going to be a hard par. Guys are managing the course pretty well right now. Birdie gets down to 2 under.
And yeah, Philo's dealing with a little bit of stuff in there, crouching down. Close enough to be able to bend down and tap it in.
Got 3 birdies in MJ's par, and we'll move on to hole 8. What's wild about this course is all the traffic on the road. It's something you don't regularly see when we're playing out in the woods.
Yeah, right. Going down 17 here in Myrtle Beach. Moving on to hole 8, 320 feet. A little bit longer than the last hole, but another one that you kind of want to push this one straight rather than have it fade early. So this one, you're pushing it out straight and want to get to about these trees and have it break to the left. It's not the greatest sidearm or lefty backhand hole.
No, it's perfect for us righties.
Yeah, well, with how straight you have to go before it turns left, it makes it a bit tough to get the right angle. And
if you push through the trees early like this, and you have a putt. If you hit anything back there, you're gonna have a little trouble getting up and down. But if you miss everything through that little early gap that Gregg just went through, you actually have a putt. The main goal is to try to get around the telephone pole. That straight shot, then it fades really quick after that.
And this is looking pretty good out of Philo. It needs to finish a little faster. But it looks like he's got up there about pin height.
Putt. I threw a fairway. I'm sure I've seen some mid-ranges being thrown.
And I think this is kind of flying like a Raptor, I think, out of Paul.
Yeah.
He's like thrown this one a few times, and he catches that telephone pole or that light pole there.
And for some reason, he has that Steelers thing on top of it.
Yeah, who knows why he does that.
I have no clue. I'm not sure what MJ threw there.
Oh, no, he catches the telephone pole, too. Dang. Just right of that, and you've got the right line.
Yeah, and he's going to have be a tough little shot from here. This man can scramble. Oh.
He's still inside the circle there. That's not a putt that MJ's usually worried about.
Yeah, he'll probably grab his mini before he sees it go in.
Or actually, MJ doesn't really worry about things.
That was a great up out of the rough there from Uli. A little sidearm touch shot. Philo's stretching out a pretty good distance here. Ooh, man, that was close. That's always a tough position to be in, too, when you're straddling that far.
Yeah, it's tough to get enough height on it there. So he did have the height, though. Good bid. Gregg, after missing inside, able to get the comeback putt.
Bang, bang.
6 down through 8. And hot start here.
Barsbarians are going wild again. Great putt, Gregg.
MJ to save his par, no doubt.
Yeah, you can pretty much count those in. Pretty much.
Yeah. Philo having to go straddle again. Pretty close, though. No issue there either.
Philo, a teacher of the game. Love his style.
So we just played a couple shorter par 3s with some good angles on them. And moving into hole 9, you can forget about the short par 3s, but you can still keep that good angle we're talking about on it. This one, 428 feet.
Just like a dream shot for me.
Yeah.
Hyzer flipper.
It's a hyzer flip. backhand for the righty. There's usually kind of a headwind coming through this tunnel. So it's really a hyzer flip for the lefty backhand and the righty backhand. You want it to stand up as a righty and then turn and just float. This hole's really difficult to reach.
Yeah, I think if you're playing sidearm, you're either, you're trying to really rip on the sidearm to let it flip up late and go down the tunnel.
Yeah, and Gregg pulled on that too much, really trying to rip on it, but he got a good kick back into the fairway. I believe there was only 3 or 4 birdies on this hole for the day.
4 birdies on this, and don't want to spoil it yet, but we'll This is a good shot. This is a routine. You're going to get your par from there.
Yeah, Philo not even chancing it. It is such a late turn and a hard hole to reach. He's not even trying to get the birdie, just playing smart golf.
If I'm not mistaken, this was the hardest hole on the course today for the men.
And Uli getting it up a little bit too high, trying to force something to get there. Didn't quite see what happened, but it caught some. Definitely did catch some branches up top.
I got Thrasher here. Maybe a crank. That was definitely a crank.
Yeah, and he pulls that just a bit inside.
Not a great kick over in the woods. It'll be tough to get up and down, but there is a lower. I guess the trees in there are relatively low, so you can get something over top of them to say get up and down. What a gap.
Yeah, having to get creative here. Gets
Great
all the way out.
My goodness.
And he'll have a circle's edge putt or so to try to save his par.
Yeah, this hole played as a 3.27, the hardest hole per par on the course for the men today. Came out of his hand a little.
That's a bit of a misplay there from Philo. He got his drive where he wanted to. You see him wiping his hand off there.
Humidity.
Wonder if he might have put his hand on a tree and got some sap on it. There's lots of pine sap out here.
Yeah, that could. I mean, you never know. There's so many different things that can happen. This golf is a game of inches and lots of other things.
It's kind of
going for it. It's a great shot by Gregg.
Little floater out of Gregg, trying to give it a bid.
So I guess I could say there were only 4 birdies, and you happened to be one of those birdies.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
This one feels good to get a birdie on for sure.
Shout out to Luke Wade, Jonathan Peake, and Corey Ellis, and yourself for all getting birdies on this hole. It's a tough birdie.
This would be a great par save out of Paul here. Yeah, way to get that done.
What a line to get there.
So far out of position.
I'm sure that feels great. Oh.
And
maybe Russian zone.
Yeah, you kind of see MJ smile right there. That's kind of what I was talking about he's not too worried about stuff. He doesn't do that real often, so that's not going to stick in his head. Pretty unfortunate to see, but he's already moved on.
And that's why I love that man. No emotions when it comes to being upset or anything on the course. He's like, oh well.
Yeah, so a pretty different ways to get there, but we've got a couple 2 downs, a 3 down, and then Gregg Barsby with the hot start, 6 down through 9.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I can't wait to see the next part of the back 9 here.
Yeah, we got to see the first showcase of Splinter City here. That was the front 9, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there on the back 9.